Good morning. This is KELOLAND on the go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your Sunday. We also have your boredom busters coming up, but first, our top story. Southwest Minnesota authorities are investigating a deadly ATV crash. The Rock County Sheriff's Office says it happened Saturday while a deer hunter was driving the ATV to his hunting stand. The ATV apparently tipped along an embankment south of Laverne and landed on top of the driver. The person who called 911 early Saturday afternoon found his body in the middle of a pasture. Saturday's snow created some traffic headaches for drivers in Sioux Falls. We checked the police call log and counted at least 10 crashes that officers responded to starting just before 6 a.m. Saturday and going into the early afternoon as the snow was still falling. But we don't know how many of those crashes were directly related to the weather. Homes in an East Sioux Falls neighborhood temporarily lost power Saturday morning during the snow. XL Energy crews responded to the area of East 6th Street and St. Paul Avenue, where a pair of lines on the ground along with a large tree branch. The westbound lane of 6th Street was closed while crews worked the scene. Traffic reopened a few hours later. Let's take our first look at the forecast now with meteorologist Adam Rutt in the Storm Center. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Perry, and good morning, everybody. It is a cold start to your Sunday, so you will want to plan accordingly, and that's with or without the wind chill. Falls Park is already in winter form, although the season does not officially start for about another 6 weeks. 21, a northwest wind at 14 miles per hour, so that is putting the wind chill underneath that 10-degree mark, and we do still get the occasional little flurry to come around, but overall we are mainly quiet. At least we have sunshine in Aberdeen. It's not doing much, though. 15 up in Brown County with a northwest wind at 10 miles per hour. Over in Pierre, we're also on the chilly side, 15 with a north wind at 6 miles per hour and sunshine trying to break through. And in Rapid City out west, we are at least at 30. We're not quite at the freezing mark, but we're close. A calm breeze out there, but with a decent bit of cloud cover as well. And then for good measure, there's Webster with the cloudier sky in place compared to what they have a little bit to the west of Webster in Aberdeen. We're at 19 in Sisseton, 20 for Huron and Brookings, 18 Phillip, 30 Spearfish, and 19 for Valentine. We're also at 16 over in Iowa towards Spencer, where they have a northwest wind at 15 miles per hour. In fact, East River, you have that wind around 10 to 20 miles per hour compared to out west with a nice light and variable breeze. So the end result is a wind chill in the single digits to near zero in many locations. Again, plan accordingly as you go about your Sunday morning routine. But we do have warmer temperatures to talk about sooner rather than later. We'll talk about that and more coming up.
All right, thank you very much, Adam. South Dakota Wildland Fire is working with people in the Black Hills to get their burn permits now that the season is kicked off. There has to be enough snow on the ground before landowners can start burning their slash piles to keep the flames from spreading. They burn the piles in order to reduce the debris that can fuel future fires in wooded areas.
We'll light those piles and we go through and we let them burn down, and then we call it chunking them in. And basically any of the material that's on the edges we'll throw in so that that pile fully consumes.
Burn permits are free and can be obtained by going to the South Dakota Wildland Fire website. We have the link under this story here on KELOLAND.com. The Fight Like a Ninja hockey tournament in Sioux Falls is bringing awareness to mental health. The tournament started 10 years ago after the director's daughter lost her life to suicide, and the number of teams competing has kept growing through the years.
So we started 10 years ago. We had just 4 teams playing. This year we will have a total of 21 with all of the alumni teams coming as well. So it has really grown. This is our biggest year ever.
The tournament wraps up today at the Shields Iceplex with games starting at 8 a.m. Sanaz Gourmet Mediterranean in downtown Sioux Falls is hosting a Syrian brunch buffet with all proceeds going to Feeding South Dakota. Serving time is 10:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. The cost is $20. If you can't make it to the meal, you can stop by and make a donation through Monday. Augustana Lutheran Church in Sioux Falls is hosting a free community Thanksgiving meal. Serving time is 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. You can eat in or take out. The Dakota Angler Ice Institute wraps up the Sioux Falls Convention Center and Arena. The event features tips from experts, plus portable and permanent ice shacks, augers, electronics, plus jigs and lures. The hours are 10 to 3. Admission is $7. It's also the final day of the Artist of the Plains show and sale, hosted by the Center for Western Studies. It's taking place from 10 a.m. to 2:30 at the Hilton Garden Inn in downtown Sioux Falls. 24 artists from across the region are showcasing their works. Admission is free. And you can enjoy pro football action on KELOLAND TV. CBS Sports coverage begins at 11 a.m. Central Time with the NFL Today. That's followed by the New England Patriots at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at noon. Adam?
Well, we'll take one final look at snow totals now that our system is gone and to the east. This is what we saw over the course of the day on Saturday. Leading the way, appropriately enough, lead with 7.5 inches of snow over in the Black Hills. To the east, we have 5 inches of snow towards Sanborn in Iowa and Brandon. Sioux Falls officially coming in at 4.5 inches of snow along with Spirit Lake. Salem, Wilmot, and T at 4 along with Sioux Center. Edgerton at 3.5. With Inwood, Humboldt, and Montrose. Coming in at about 3 inches of snow. That was Spencer in South Dakota. And Worthington, Mitchell just a little bit above that. Parker at 3 along with Madison. Woonsocket 2.5 inches of snow. And then from Meadow to Yankton, also Aurora and DeSmet, 2 inches apiece. We're going to see how long this snow lasts, considering just how warm it's going to get as we head toward the end of the week and then into the weekend as well. So if you're a fan of this winter preview, enjoy it while it lasts. It's not going to be sticking around for very long. Today, though, one of those days where, yes, it is going to be sticking around right down to the wind chill over the course of the afternoon, as that wind chill value will likely be in the teens through the day. So you will want to keep that in mind. Otherwise, high pressure very much in control. Any moisture outside of maybe a flurry or two will be sequestered to the east along the shores of Lake Michigan. As high pressure slides on out of here, it's going to allow a frontal boundary to make its move late Monday into Tuesday. Beyond an isolated rain shower, really not much expected from this, but we do warm up as we go into Veterans Day, and then through really the rest of the week, we stay warm with temperatures near to above average. So yes, it is going to be cold at first for everybody, and then East River on Monday. But watch the rest of the week, and then as we go into the weekend, all those shades of orange and red, above average temperatures that'll be sticking around. Even the weekend, we could see some 60s near 70 West River, not out of the question, which would be a decent bit above average. Even as we head into next week and beyond, odds for above average temperatures do remain favored. So we at least have that if you're not quite ready to dive headfirst into winter yet. And I think we all can maybe want to ease into that season instead. Today, though, either side of 30 for a high. That's not counting the wind chill East River. In the 30s to low 40s, though, out to the west. Overnight lows will fall into the teens again with a few single digits above zero, especially where there is going to be snow on the ground and we clear out a little bit more effectively. So you will want to keep that in mind. Tomorrow, we get a split along the river. To the east, we're in the 30s to around 40 one more time. But out west, you get a head start on that warm-up. 50s and even a couple of low 60s come into the picture. Here is the rest of your 7-day forecast. We do have that nice gradual warm-up. That'll take us into Veterans Day at 53. And then we'll stay in the 50s to low 60s as we head through the rest of the week. All the while, it's just varying levels of sunshine. Same rules apply for Aberdeen, 33 and breezy today, 55 by Veterans Day, and up towards 60 by the end of the week. We may have an isolated rain shower or two that we have to watch as we head towards Saturday, and this will be for all 7-day forecasts. But beyond that, it is still going to be mainly dry. Pierre, 37 today, 50 on Monday, 62 for Veterans Day, and then we'll stay in the mid-50s and mid-60s as we head toward the end of the week. And then out toward Rapid City, last but not least, 42 today, mostly cloudy today and tomorrow. But by the midweek outlook, mostly sunny and low to mid-60s for highs, including a 64-degree Veterans Day. We could toe the line of 70 by Friday before we fall back into the 50s headed into next weekend. Have a great day, everybody. Stay safe and stay warm. For more on your local news, weather, and sports, you can always head on over to KELOLAND.com.